Hello and welcome to Capacity TV. My name is Malik, Deputy Editor at Capacity. I'm here with Sakthivel, who is the CEO and co-founder at Henox. We're at Capacity Middle East. Sakthivel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, pleasure, Seth.
Sakthivel, jumping straight into the questions. From Henox's perspective, what kind of digital and AI infrastructure needs to be implemented in order to build that kind of long-term ambition for you guys?
This is a great question. It's quite a long, but yes, I'll try to categorize this into 4 different key fields. Is that first is India is into right now about 1.5 tera giga capacity, which is expected to scale almost 3 to 4x times. So we are expecting about 4 gigawatt approximately by 2030. So looking at that scale, it's quite important that, India is building the power capabilities, the grid readiness, and the compute platforms, what is being driving this. So I think we are trying to pick up this from the developed markets like US and all. And we could find that this is the reason that what developments is required, India needs to pull up this across all the states is concerned. So that is one. Second is that, more on the AI workloads. Today, most of the cloud computings are built on the AI workflow. So there is no more excuses that, we build a power like a data center of space and power selling. It's more about compute platforms. You're augmenting new compute theories into this geography. And of course, 1.4 billion population, you have a market, domestic market, what we need to look into that. So there are 2 aspects. One is getting the organic need of the solving India's growing demand. Second, how we are going to transfer this workload to the international operators. So these are the key drivers of, such development program. I think looking forward, yes, it is quite ambitious, and we have moved into the execution mode and learnings our past mistakes, and to recalibrate this and come to the reality what exactly is the need of the hour.
So, how do you see infrastructure players like Henox helping India to evolve into a global exporter of digital services, AI capabilities, and cloud-driven innovation?
India is moving in an AI strategy in a way that, we need to first build the local capacities to serve this sort of computing platform at a large scale. Having said, if you look at the trajectory of how India has grown last 10 years, is that we have resolved many of this government regulatory, including the DPDB, that is digital protection, digital personal acts coming into picture. So having said such granularity of, the working within the government space is important. Number 2 is building an absolute data centers for the next generation. That means today the rack density has moved up to 100 kilowatt per rack. So such quantum computing placements or the chip movers advantages, these all plays a very key role for our development. So I would say that the DC market is something we need to look ahead from here, almost a 10 years later stage, how we are going to cater such a big AI computing platform. So that's one of these key aspects of, I will recommend everyone to go through the policies in a rigid fashion and look forward to 3 aspects. One is asking the hyperscalers to move their Europe-centric or an US-centric to an Asian platform, and India trying to export these inventories of this SaaS and IaaS and cloud platforms, moving towards the exporting this through our framework. I think these are the key aspects if you look at.
How important is future-ready digital infrastructure in attracting global R&D, retaining talent, and enabling advanced AI ecosystems within the country?
India is graduating towards, building and a platform for getting new talents. That means we, as I said, like 1.4 billion population, we have the immense empowerment of people. I'm saying if we create the right platform, create and right the accessibility to the research organizations. I could see of late most of the IIT centers are coming forward, trying to build the incubators for the startups in these scenarios, which gives an opportunity for the young talents to come and try to adopt this the new practices, which is quite important for the growth is required to attract the new talents as such. So I think the movement has started. There is no more of typically and the old fashioned way of. I think it's important that people have to adopt this new cloud environment or the SaaS export networks and all those. I think government is building such concepts through the AI summits spread across many states is coming forward. And I think we are seeing that, and even in fact, we have seen in Davos that, people have come forward and setting up their R&D incubator centers in various smart city concepts. So Gift City, having said, we are working very hard with them so that to build the first and an example of a true smart city concept. So these are the aspects which I feel that should move forward and attract as much as talents in coming future.
How do subsea cables and landing stations influence India's global positioning, and how is Henox approaching this differently to support hyperscalers and AI-driven enterprises?
Well, the international cables depend on the latencies, resiliencies, and route diversities, what we need to really bring it into the pace. So having said, India has got currently 17 subsea cables landing, serving almost 1.4 billion population, which is not sufficient. So two key things is very important. One is decongesting this landing stations. Number two, improvising on the backhaul connectivities. So which will ease the, the flow of traffic or the AI computings coming into picture. I think if you don't resolve this, I think it will be very difficult for us to adapt to the AI adoptions, going forward. So I would say that we need to really go into very aggressive mode. I think government has started, decongesting this and yes, getting the marine vessels for an absolute and rigid policy, breaking those barriers. This will attract the international FDI investments to India, and that will trigger, all sort of corridors, the economic corridors between two different continents. These are the things which has to be really worked hard on that. Having said, Henox is taken the first step. We are building the first landing station in a greenfield deployment in Gujarat, and this will fuel the growth of Gift City, the first IFC center. So I think such concepts needs to evolve largely to almost every different coastal states of India. And looking at the economics, I don't say that every state has got its own plus and minuses, but yes, we need to pick and choose the right the states which is towards the development and which attracts the talent and the AI computing platforms.
Yeah. And how is Henox reimagining data center architecture from power density and cooling to scalability in order to support next generation AI networks?
I think as I mentioned, we have moved from the era of, the 10 kilowatt and 20 kilowatts. We are moving to 100 kilowatts. So two factors is very important is that we build a data center with an quantum computing keeping in mind, which can surface a lot of AI computing networks on our data center, and going carbon neutral is key so that we use a lot of renewable energies. And of course, moving towards adoption of nuclear power will be the next wave, which will solve the issues of this land and high cost of land utilizations and power requirements. So I think holistically, we need to, Henox is building in such a way that, we are going on an economy of scale. And recently we announced with a few of this Mars mission, we are trying to provide the data-centric platform for the Mars mission. We see a lot of organic needs of, of an AI computing platform, not only from the hyperscaler trend perspective, but yes, from the organic need of India's many institutions are coming forward. So Henox is not just building a corporate sector. We are trying to be an institution of value.
Looking ahead, where do you see Henox making the most defining impact for India's digital infrastructure ecosystem as it, as you say, continues to evolve?
There are three key pillars to that. I know the subject is quite vast. We are trying to first decongest build the submarine cable concepts. I'm saying reduce latencies, connect the different economic corridors, be it Middle East or to the east side from Singapore, and create a new landing stations, build up the entire ecosystems sitting on various communities on the landing stations, and then of course focusing on the hyperscalers or AI compute data centers. So these are the three key pillars what we are looking at the next movement, and Henox is absolutely forging ahead with this vision, and we have successfully done the first year implementation, and hopefully we could see that in next coming years we are going to pull up the tractions in at least 3x times to this and get as much as selectively service not only on an hyperscaler's needs, but of course solve the India's organic growth need is very important for us to look into.
Certainly exciting times for Henox.
Yes.
Sakthivel, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for watching Capacity TV.